We grow up surrounded by the idea that life must be going somewhere. From our first lessons in school to the quiet expectations that follow us into adulthood, we are told that each step must lead to another. Each moment must build towards something greater. We plan, we strive, and we compare our progress to the invisible standards of others. Beneath all this movement runs a quiet tension, the feeling that we are always preparing but never quite arriving. We speak of building a future, but rarely of being fully alive now. What if the very assumption that life must have a fixed purpose is what keeps us anxious and unfulfilled? What if life is not a ladder to climb, but a landscape to explore? The problem may not be that we have not yet found our purpose, but that we are trying too hard to find one at all. Living without purpose does not mean drifting without meaning. It means allowing meaning to arise naturally, without being forced into a shape. The weight of seriousness. Modern culture teaches us to measure everything in terms of usefulness. A day without achievement feels wasted, and rest becomes guilt in disguise. Even our pleasures are turned into projects, fitness, productivity, personal growth. Yet the more seriously we take this pursuit, the more brittle our spirits become. Seriousness hardens the heart. It turns play into performance and curiosity into competition. To live without purpose is not to abandon responsibility. It is to release the unnecessary tension around it. It means doing what needs to be done, not as a desperate climb toward validation, but as a natural response to life itself. The child at play, the artist absorbed in her work, the gardener tending his soil, they act without demanding a reason. Their doing is complete in itself. This is what we forget as adults. We start believing that every action must justify its existence. We hide behind busyness to escape the discomfort of stillness. But in that stillness, something tender waits to be rediscovered. The simple joy of being here. The tyranny of purpose. Purpose has become the new religion of our age. It promises direction, identity, and control. Find your purpose, we are told, and everything will make sense. But in our frantic search, we treat purpose like a product to be purchased, not a living mystery to be experienced. We think we must discover a single grand mission that will validate our existence. Yet the more we chase it, the more it slips away. This obsession with purpose reduces life to a transaction. We act not because we love, but because we expect something in return. Recognition, success, fulfillment. In trying to control life's meaning, we end up strangling its vitality. We turn the vast sky of existence into a narrow tunnel of goals. True freedom begins when we loosen this grip. When we no longer demand that each moment prove its worth, life begins to reveal its quiet intelligence. A walk becomes more than exercise. It becomes communion. Work ceases to be a battlefield. It becomes participation. The small things regain their dignity. The unnecessary becomes essential again. The wisdom of nature. Look outside at the living world. Nothing in nature is in a hurry. The tree does not rush to bear fruit. The river does not force its course. Each moves in harmony with what it is. Nature is alive, not because it strives for purpose, but because it flows with its own rhythm. When we observe this, something inside us softens. We recognize that we too are part of this rhythm. Life does not need our justification. The sun does not rise each day to fulfill a mission statement. It simply rises, and in doing so, gives life to everything around it. Why should we demand more explanation from ourselves than the universe demands from its stars? The old Taoist sages spoke of Wu Wei, effortless action. It is the art of doing without forcing. A river carves through rock not by strength, but by patience. To live without purpose is to trust this same patience in ourselves. It is to act from the still center of being, not from the restless noise of ambition, trusting the flow. To trust life is to allow uncertainty. It is to admit that we do not control the outcomes of our choices, only the sincerity of our actions. The need for control is the shadow of fear, the fear that if we stop steering, everything will collapse. But the truth is gentler. When we stop clinging so tightly, life supports us in ways we could not have planned. There is a deep intelligence in surrender. Letting go is not giving up. It is giving in to the larger rhythm that already carries us. It is like learning to float. You stop thrashing and suddenly discover that the water holds you. We think trust must be earned, but life asks us to give it freely. The moment we do, even the smallest acts, washing a cup, speaking a kind word, breathing mindfully, begin to shimmer with quiet grace. The art of being. Living without purpose invites us to rediscover being itself. The mind is always asking, "What next?" while the heart whispers, "This." When we slow down enough to listen, we realize that existence has its own music. It does not need to be improved or explained. The task is not to reach somewhere else, but to become sensitive to where we already are. Have you ever walked with no destination, simply to feel the world around you? The air cool on your skin, the sound of leaves, the unplanned steps that carry you? In those moments, time loosens its grip. The self that worries and compares begins to dissolve. What remains is a quiet awareness, simple, whole, content. This awareness does not ask for purpose. It is purpose itself, manifest as presence. To just be may sound passive, but it is the most active form of participation. It means meeting each moment fully, without judgment or resistance. Life then stops feeling like something to conquer and becomes something to embrace. Lightness of self. So much of our struggle comes from defending the image we have built of ourselves. The achiever, the seeker, the successful one. We take these masks so seriously that we forget they are masks at all. But the self is not a solid thing. It is a pattern, a story in motion. When we look for it, it vanishes like mist. Seeing this is not loss, it is relief. You discover that you do not need to protect a fixed identity. You can change, fail, laugh, begin again. You become fluid, like water finding its own shape. Life flows through you rather than against you. From this lightness arises a different kind of strength, the strength of adaptability, humility, and compassion. When we stop guarding the boundaries of me, we begin to feel the vastness of we. The separations soften, and empathy becomes natural. We no longer act out of fear of insignificance, but out of joy in participation. Work without attachment. Purpose-driven living often turns work into a struggle for validation. We measure our worth by productivity, as though being alive were not enough. Yet there is another way, to work for the work's sake. When the painter paints because the colors move through her, or the teacher teaches because sharing knowledge feels right, there is no burden in the effort. The work becomes selfless and fulfilling. This is the heart of effortless action. When you do something for its own sake, the boundaries between doer and doing begin to blur. The action flows naturally, guided by the intelligence of the moment. You become less of a manager of life and more of a participant in its unfolding. In this way, living without purpose does not mean doing nothing. It means doing from freedom rather than fear. It means expressing rather than proving. It means showing up wholeheartedly, then letting go of the result. The quiet joy of living. When we drop the demand that life deliver a grand meaning, we start to notice the small meanings that were always here. The taste of water, the warmth of sunlight, the laughter of a friend. These moments are not steps toward anything. They are the arrival itself. Life becomes lighter, not because we understand it more, but because we stop insisting that it be something other than what it is. We begin to see that our worth is not earned but inherent. Existence itself is the miracle, and we are its expression. To live without purpose is to live as life lives, spontaneously, attentively, gently. It is to trust that being here is enough. When we stop rushing to justify our existence, we finally have time to live it. The freedom of presence. In the end, perhaps the deepest wisdom is simple. Life does not need to be meaningful in the way we imagine. It is already meaningful because it is. The flower blooming, the wind moving, the heart beating, each is its own fulfillment. The same is true for us. Living without purpose is not nihilism, it is reverence. It is the recognition that we belong to a universe that is creative, playful, and whole. We are not spectators, but participants, not machines of achievement, but movements of a larger harmony. To live this way is to be free, not from responsibility, but from the heavy seriousness that once made life feel like a test. The meaning of life is not hidden at the end of the road. It is present in each step we take, in the breath we draw, in the quiet joy of being here at all. When we finally see this, the search ends, not because we have found the answer, but because the question itself dissolves into peace. Thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.